Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be doing a debut here for Rose Dragons. This is going to be the very first time I believe that I'm doing a deck profile for this deck, and I'm very excited about this because I've been working so hard on trying to actually make this build work. I've never worked hard on any other deck, honestly. Like, even when it came to DDDs or World Chalice, I didn't spend as much time as I did on this deck, because this deck, it's really hard to actually make it any good. At best, this card could be a top tier deck in the casual realm, but with that being said, here's my take on it, so hopefully this actually works for you guys. Yeah, let's get started. So to begin with monsters, obviously we're playing 3 copies of White Rose Dragon, very key card of the deck, definitely part of your main combos here. Yeah, it's just a really important card, and its 2 effects is very nice as well. The effect to special summon itself is actually quite rare. I actually don't do that as often. It's mainly just the first effect on normal summon to summon other Rose Dragons that actually come into play the most at this particular point. Moving on, we're also playing 3 copies of Red Rose Dragon, another key card of the deck. Again, love the effect of it being sent to the graveyard, allowing you to actually add, well, you could actually special summon a Rose Dragon. In this case, I actually special summon out a Blue Rose Dragon after I synchro summon this together with White Rose. The essential combo here is normal summon White Rose Dragon. Actually, I'll show you the combo at the end of the video. I think I'll be okay. But it is a very important card, and I think the combo video definitely will do a better job in actually explaining what these cards will actually do here. But 1 Blue Rose Dragon, just because I felt that it was appropriate for the deck. Moving on, we are playing 2 copies of Dark Rose Fairy. Dark Rose Fairy is also one of those key cards that you would play in the deck as well, but in this case, I'm playing only 2 copies of it. I don't think it's as important as these 2, and I do think it's still important than Blue Rose Dragon. Blue Rose Dragon is just that extra add-on that I wanted to put in just to make it feel like a Rose Dragon deck. But Dark Rose Fairy helps you potentially get into a Mistworm or a Trishula, because her special summon is pretty much just all it is to it. That's pretty much all she does. She just special summons herself out whenever a tuna monster is being special summoned to your field. And yeah, she's just definitely a really great card, and she does have the ability to also return herself to the top of the deck. As a result, I have thought about dropping her to 1, but even so, she's still not too bad of a card. She also helps with link climbing as well, so definitely really amazing there. Of course, I had to play World Carrot Weight Champion, pretty much part of the combo with the White Rose Dragon, so very key card here. I'll explain more as to what he does in a combo. We also have Glot Bulb, also one of the more key cards of the deck as well, just to allow you to extend your plays. Of course, we couldn't forget about Destrudo, playing 3 copies of Destrudo, just to help you go into level 7s, really helps you out, and level 7s are just the whole thing of this deck. I mean, it is Black Rose Dragon after all that we're going into. So Destrudo, definitely very nice card. Otherwise, you could use him as a link climbing material as well. Definitely works the same purpose there. With that being said, you need a lot of targets with Destrudo, and with that I'm playing Evil Swarm Mandragora, not only as Mandragora plant monster and a level 4 monster, but it also has a great special summon effect as well, which I definitely like, and it's also dark with all of these other ones as well. And with plenty of darks, the only one being Earth is Glot Bulb. Allure of Darkness is very viable in this deck. But that being said, if you guys are actually wondering, I am not playing Lone Fire Blossom. The reason why is because I just don't think it's necessary for this deck. You're not going to special summon out these 2. You want them in the grave or in your hand. And for this, it already special summons on its own. You have plenty of draw power with this, with Allure of Darkness, so there really is no purpose in you playing Lone Fire Blossom. Moving on, we're playing something very interesting. We're playing 2 copies of Tempest, and we're also playing 2 copies of the Baby Dragon. So definitely very interesting here, because They do combo well. I want to add in a third copy of Tempest if I could actually find one. That would be fantastic, but for now, definitely works well. Firstly, it's just a nice speed stick at 2400, very easy to summon. Your whole deck is all dragons, so you have plenty of targets to banish, and when he's banished himself, you could also just add one of these to the hand, so definitely very nice there. And same purpose with lightning, helps you easily summon out Tempest, so definitely very nice to actually incorporate these cards into the deck because it works quite well. And being a level 7, you could go into plenty of rank 7 plays. That being said, we're also going to end things off here with the 3 Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom, one of the key cards here, a hand trap to pretty much prevent your opponent, but not only that, it's also a level 3 tuner, which helps you tune with the Mandragora. Very easy summons together, and sometimes you don't need her anymore, you can just use her as a synchro material. Otherwise, even a link material will do. Alright, so moving on, we have 2 copies of Frozen Rose. I wanna get a third copy as well. The only problem is, this card's actually starting to rise up in price quite a bit. I think 2 right now, I could get away with it, but it would be nice to have a third copy as well. But for now, it is going to be part of your key combos, so I will show that in the combo section of it. Then, of course, we're moving on to a Law of Darkness, part of the draw power. I decided to actually just play 2 of them. I don't think that you need to actually go overboard and play 3. It's just that it helps you accelerate the draw a bit more. Of course, we're playing 2 copies of Dragon Ravine. We're playing plenty of dragons here. I don't really think I need to explain too much about that. Of course, we're playing 2 Mind Control because we're only allowed 2 now. If you guys haven't seen the ban list analysis video, definitely check that out. But this card is definitely a really good card just to utilize your opponent's monsters instead of your own. We're also playing 2 copies of Instant Fusion. Again, you could bring out a lot of monsters to help facilitate your plays. Otherwise, you use them as link materials. It's a very good card to actually play in the deck, and I think 2 definitely does the job here. Of course, we're playing 3 copies of Caught by the Grave. You want to prevent hand traps, and this deck is very vulnerable to hand traps, so I really hope that in the first hand, we could draw into 1 or even 2 copies of Caught by the Grave, because it definitely helps out all the time. We're also playing the Black Garden, of course, just 1. I could play a second one if I wanted to, but that just means that you'll be exceeding your deck limit. Or your deck size, and you don't really want to do that. I think 1 definitely does enough for the job here. We're also playing the set rotation because we are playing 2 Ravine, 1 Black Garden. So if you guys actually want to add in a second Black Garden, sure, you can, but it definitely suffices the way it does with the set rotation. That being said, if you draw into both, then this card does become a brick. And to finish things off, we're playing Monster Reborn, we're playing a Foolish Burial, and we're also playing a 1-for-1. Just cards that help facilitate the deck in terms of what it does. We're not playing any trap cards, so don't expect me to play Blooming. Blooming is not too amazing of a card. I think these cards definitely do quite amazingly for the deck itself. And I might show a test hand of this. Yeah, I think I'll show a test hand video for this. I mean, there's enough plays you can make with this particular deck here. That'll be a good demonstration of it. But that being said, let's move on to the extra deck. Alright, so onto the extra deck. Obviously, we're going to start off with the 2 obvious ones. Garden Rose Maiden, definitely a really amazing card to help you add your Black Garden. Now, we're only playing 1 Black Garden in the deck. Why are we playing 2 copies of Garden Rose Maiden? Well, she actually has a really amazing effect as well in the graveyard, where you could actually banish her and then just special summon a target, a Rose Dragon or a Dragon Synchro monster from your graveyard, which is definitely very amazing, very easy to go into as well. I definitely love this card. Of course, we're playing the 1 copy of Black Rose Moonlight and 1 copy of Black Rose Dragon. Had to play at least 1 of each. Definitely works really amazingly for the deck, and yeah, it's just pretty much your main boss monster, just because it's a Rose Dragon deck. We're also playing the Savage Dragon because I can. It will actually be part of the combo, I think. Yeah, it'll be part of the combo, so if you guys want to see it, then definitely just wait until the combo and I'll better demonstrate what the card actually can do. For Link monsters, we're playing the Avramax, just a good boss monster to generically go into. You can play Appaloosa if you want to as well, but I do like Avramax for its raw power. We're also playing a Deco Talker. Any rank 3 will do, whatever you want. You can play Metaltron if you want, but I think Deco Talker has that bit of extra utility that makes it a little easier to go into, despite the arrows that it actually offers. We also play Underclock Taker for Link 2s, as well as Lanthorhynchus. Both are pretty much, let's just say, they're both generic cards that you can go into very easy. Speaking of which, we're also playing the Guard Dragon Piston LP. Because we have, I guess, dragon monsters in our deck, it's easy to just go into Piston LP. And we're not playing Piston LP for their effects. That's not the purpose of the deck. It's really just to go into a Link monster, and then we build up and send these guys to the grave to go up to the higher ones. And then when we summon out Savage Dragon, we just equip these as part of his material to help you negate more cards. That's pretty much the whole purpose of it. But that being said, we have Xyz monsters. We have Dracosac, and we also have Big Eye. They're the only two that we're actually playing, but we could easily go into any level 7s we want, and Dracosac can summon out tokens to go into higher Link monsters, obviously, and Big Eye, obviously, that steals our opponent's monsters, and they both do an amazing job. Of course, the level 7s or rank 7s can depend on your preference. We also have the instant fusion targets. We have Sea Monster of Theseus, a level 5 tuner that allows you to go into higher plays, of course. That being a level 5, if you have a level 3, you could easily go into the Savage Dragon. Otherwise, you have Mud Dragon as well, just a level 4 monster with your Destrodo or your Ash Blossom to go into a level 7. So very nice cards here. I think this is an extra deck that definitely suffices to my liking. But that being said, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Maybe I'll show the combo video and the test end video separately because of, I don't know, I mean, there's not too many combos specifically. It's more so just that it takes a long explanation to describe the whole combo out, and the test hands, well, you could understand why that has to be a separate video. But hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely stay tuned for the following videos for the test hands and combos. But in the meantime, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.